Hi, my name's Kelly Dougherty. I am local to Kansas City here. I am involved with the Kansas City Irish Festival as one of the entertainment staff people. I am also involved with the Kansas City Irish Center as the Emeritus Board. I help with entertainment. I do the booking and all that good stuff there. And then I'm a local musician as well, and I have recently joined Uptown Artist Group as an agent with them. So yeah.
Excellent. Can you tell me more about what the Uptown Artist Group is?
Well, Uptown Artist Group basically has been formed between three local Irish people. It's David Shaughnessy and Ronan Collins and myself. And David started this last year before everything really went to hell in a handbasket. And we focus a lot on Irish musicians. We've got some Oscar Blue is one of our new ones, Maka from Mundy, Runa, and then we just added Kansas City Hylex to our lineup here. And so what we'll be focusing on a lot is not just booking bands, but also helping them manage themselves and find their place in the industry. So we'll help with photography, we'll help with bios, all of that good stuff. We kind of want to be a full service thing because the idea of artists anymore is you have to be so much to so many. So you're dealing with social media and you're dealing with trying to put out music, and so we want to kind of be able to help with that at the same time. So that's kind of what that is.
So, like building a team around them
Yep,
with all of those
absolutely.
different functions.
Yeah.
So you would be like a boutique agency then.
Yeah,
More,
absolutely.
yeah.
Full service boutique agency. And David is a photographer, professional photographer as well. And a lot of the pictures from the Elders, the local, or the big local Kansas City Irish band, have been done by David. So, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, please tell me your extended backstory.
Oh my gosh, it can be long-winded. What I like to tell everybody is when I was a little girl in Cheyenne, Wyoming, my dad would take me all over Cheyenne. They learned that I could sing, and so I was that little girl with this big voice because I was super tiny. And but I get up on stage, and for some reason, it just took a hold of me. And so from there, I got into performing and did pageants. Don't hold that against me. And just did a lot of entertaining. And then in high school, I did the local music scene. I was from a little town, Williamsburg, Kansas, and so there wasn't a big scene, but we did, regional music contests and things like that. And then from there, college, I met my ex-husband and joined his band Shenanigans, and we toured a little bit around the Midwest and everything. And as things happen, him and I both moved on from each other, and I went and formed another band called the Kelly Band with my friend Mike Duggar and David Agee and Gordon Bars and Julian Lambertson. And it just, we toured the United States with that, so it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of festivals, a lot of fairs, some concerts as well. So. And then from there, I've just kind of bounced around a little bit, doing my own thing. My biggest thing has always been the Kansas City Irish Festival. So I was a founding member of the festival. I joined together Westport, where I was the entertainment director, with the Brookside Irish Festival, where David was the entertainment director, which is how David Shaughnessy and I came to know each other. And from there, that festival was joined, and it would have been 19 years this year. And we're working on something, but that's been our labor of love I look forward to it every year. It's like an Irish Christmas. For me, it's better than St. Patrick's Day. So yeah. So and then through that, of course, I've been involved with the Irish the Irish Center and getting that up and running and buying a building and trying to develop programming and all of that.
So you're housed in Drexel Hall now.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of the old Kansas City historic ballrooms that's remaining.
It's absolutely, the backstory on that is really incredible. The woman that built that, her husband had left her, and she had like 7, 8 kids, and so she made her money by doing a market in the river market. So she sold produce, and she realized that the land that she bought, or she wanted to buy, there was nothing out there like what she wanted. Or like a ballroom and a dance center, a place to go and have some fun. And so she convinced the people to sell the land to her for less than they had offered. Well, everything started coming up in value, and they wanted more eventually after they sold it to her, and she said no. Well, she went ahead and built this building, and she was Kansas City's first female millionaire. So pretty incredible story for her.
Oh, great
yeah,
story.
Yeah, it's just incredible. This building has so much history, so we're excited to have it.
I've always wondered about the balcony. It's so magnificent.
I don't know a lot about what that was used for, and if you once everything opens up again, you'll see that we're repainting right now. We're bringing it back to its grand status that it used to have. So, like Ian Byrne is actually donating and building a new bar for that balcony. So, and his woodwork is just amazing. So you'll see that up there. We've done a lot of painting. We've changed some of the acoustical properties in there. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, we're excited.
Fantastic. Well, what time of the year is the actual festival?
The Kansas City Irish Festival is Labor Day weekend. So
Okay.
it's
Forever and always.
forever and always. That's a good time to have it.
Would you go through with me all the components that a festival
Oh wow!
takes?
Yeah.
All the moving parts.
Yeah. So we have a very large team and a very large staff. Kelly Wenzel with O'Neill Events. Her team basically manages all of us. So she's the executive director of the festival. And from there, we have around 90,000 people come through that festival. And so we arrange with the hotels, blocks of hotel rooms for that. We have to shut down streets. We have to get permits. We have to have security there. And that sometimes, in years past, we've had to coordinate with the FBI and Homeland Security because it is a major festival. So you're looking at things like that. We also have to make sure that we have first aid down there. It is a hot time of year a lot of times. We Banjo 3 came in the first year they said, Kansas City, it's the only festival that is hotter than the sun. So they are not kidding. So we have, I think, 7 stages. We have, SECT sect with Sean Poors. They come in and they set up. It takes a week to get everything set up. We have the stages going up, full sound running and going, and children's areas and booking the bands. We start 18 months out. So just David Shaughnessy is the entertainment director there, and so myself. Michelle Maxwell and Mark Fransky are on the team, on the entertainment team, and so we all come together, we throw out bands that we like, we look at what has been really good for us in the past, and a lot of those bands will return. So in the past, everything has been centered around the Elders because they're our big band, and boy, they're a great draw and just really wonderful. And since they've retired, we've had to do some reformatting and rethinking the whole process of that, which is where the mixtape idea came in. And last year, it was absolutely incredible. We had Mayor James come up at the end and sing. It just was such a great thing. So what we do with that is we take Irish songs that a lot of people know that are popular, like say something by Van Morrison or YouTube, you see where I'm at, social media world, YouTube, we'll get it right, and we, bring it all together with these bands doing the cover. So we have Carswell and Hope actually are the house band, and they've worked with all these artists that
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's such a great thing. I don't know if I'm explaining it well or not.
Oh,
but
they could totally do that.
yeah, it's such a great thing. It's and the audience just loved it. So we're working on making that kind of our centerpiece now, since the Elders are, and actually even they got up last year and did a little piece for it too. So it's like surprise artists here and there.
All right. Does the Irish Center ever run tours to Ireland or any kind of exchange with the country?
So we are working on a lot of things. We work heavily with Culture Ireland, both the Irish Fest and the Irish Center. Christine Sisk is a friend, and not only do we do musical things at the Irish Center, but we also work on bringing in plays and comedy and things like that. The Irish too, it's really important for them and for people to understand that the music that comes from Ireland is just not what a lot of people call the diddly-eye. So there is a lot of wonderful progressive music coming out of Ireland, and that is the focus of what Ireland wants to do. We do a tour with a local travel agency once a year. It's a very small tour for the most part, but we're working on a lot of those things. You know, buying the building was a big step for us, where we had been in Union Station and we had a very small confined space to manage. Where buying Drexel Hall, not only did we buy the building, but we actually bought a business with it. So you can rent Drexel Hall out for a wedding or for a party or anything else. So our staff, which was just 2 people, had to learn to not only manage the Irish Center, you know, the Irish programming and things like that, and everything that comes along with it, and writing grants and corresponding with Ireland and things. They also had to learn how to manage a different type of business, which meant having people come in and actually view the center to see if they wanted to rent it and talk about that and all the, you know, everything that comes along with that.
Okay. Well, would you mind just speaking to our current COVID times and how that has changed your role and your industry for you?
Yeah. So I was recently employed with Folk Alliance International, and I have been involved with them almost since the time they came to Kansas City. So started as a volunteer, came on as a contractor as the festival coordinator for the Kansas City Folk Festival, and then joined as staff as the communication manager. Because of COVID, my position has unfortunately been eliminated, as well as some others. Folk Alliance is a incredible 501c3 that I will continue to support with all my heart. But like Folk Alliance, the music industry is definitely struggling, and you know, I think we all have a ways to go to make this viable, but we have to support each other, and we can't. We have to find new ways to make things work, and it's just a hard time for everybody. I don't know how else to really, you know, to put it right now, but we need to be kind, and we need to realize that we're all struggling out there. Every musician, you know, I know there's a lot of live streams going on right now, and I think sometimes people feel like they're inundated, but I hope that people will stop and take a look and listen to what they've missed. I don't know how many times, even myself included, I've heard somebody say, I'll go to the next event, or I don't have time to do that. You know what? The lovely thing about the live streams is all you have to do is just turn it on. You can hear it in the background. Whereas if you go to an actual event, you're there. You're taking up your time. You can do whatever you want in your house while you're listening to some incredible music, and broadening your musical horizons, your musical, you know, tastes. That's what I see us getting out of this.
Yeah, it kind of bifurcates into wonderful opportunities and horrible things at the same time.
Absolutely.
So.
I mean, it's
Artists are good at that.
aren't we though? We like it's like a musical yoga. We bend and twist and but you know, music is a passion, and it's for most people who do it, you're pulling from your soul, you know, and that. There was somebody that described, there was a saying this morning, you know, I guess in Japan at Disney World or something like that, they're telling people not to scream on the roller coaster.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Scream from your heart. Well, you know, that's what musicians are pretty much doing right now. We're screaming from our hearts, and it's through live screaming and everything else. So that's what I can say.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time. And what's your little doggy's name?
This is Spike, and Spike is a rescue. He's 10 years old this year, and yeah, so I rescue senior dogs. I have a little kitty there. I have 2 other dogs in the house, and always rescue if you can, folks, because there's a lot of animals that need us just like we need them. They've saved my soul through all of this.
Well, Spike, I think it's safe to say you are a very good boy.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Bo.